2016 has been one of the greatest years of my entire life. Mainly because I started vlogging, but there's a lot of other things that went on. If you want to know the details of what happened, click over here to watch my first vlog, and then watch it until my most recent one. But just so you don't have to do that, I will give you a quick recap on my entire 2016 right now. I started vlogging because I wanted to share and document my life. Started off the year by going to Big Bear for church retreat and learned Catan for the very first time. Got to do this with Isaiah. And tried dragon fruit for the very first time. We extended the God's Image building and started renovating the back area. Once we were finished, Team 1 toured around the place. Stella was leaving to Italy for 2 weeks with her school. It didn't seem like she left because she sent me videos and we got to video chat. When she came back, we ate Korean barbecue and she got me a lot of gifts. During this time, I was working as a dance instructor for 2 years. I really loved this job and loved working with all my students, but eventually quit and became a server at All That Barbecue. I started a clothing company called Identity, and it was one of the biggest changes in my life. Brought together a team and worked long hours to ship out all the orders to our backers on Kickstarter. There has been good moments, but it got very stressful and lonely at times. Thanks to Tim and David, I got to shoot one of my favorite solo pieces. Tim did a Nike, and we went crazy. Jaden discovered vlogging, scared Sammy at Home Depot, and accidentally scratched her phone in the back. We had JDT and DTP audition. Everyone did good.
She's lying.
We also had V3 auditions that next week taught by Andy Chung. I had a very interesting journey with dance this year. I tried breaking a little and tried to choreograph to different music than I normally do, and I did this for a whole year. Went snowboarding with Rachel and Danny, and the snow was beautiful. Fortunately, my hips got injured from a jump and couldn't properly move and couldn't dance for 2 weeks. My grandpa turned 86. I spun Isaiah with me and he got really dizzy, so I put him to sleep. Ate a lot of Korean barbecue this year, at least 2 to 4 times a month. Did my first review on 2 cameras that I was using and I got a lot more reviews than expected. We had a Team 1 outing at my place and decided to try the Mad Dog 357 hot sauce. They thought they could have handled it, but they died. And they fought for the only milk we had. Stella got a new car, and JDT practices have begun. It was my first time leading JDT, which is God's Image's junior dance team. It's been such a rewarding experience to see everyone grow, especially when we fogged up the practice room 3 times in a row. A new season of V3 has started, with a lot of fellowship and laughs as we began to put the set together for the summer. During this time, I was also working on getting my visa to go to Brazil for God's Image. Stressful process, but thank God I got it the day before I was leaving. Checked in, flew, landed, and got greeted by my good friend Kumi. Worship and prayer was probably the best part of this entire camp. But of course, dancing with everyone at the end was really fun too. I enjoyed meeting all the Brazil Jam members and had a lot of fun teaching. It was really hot, but we still exercised and pushed. Left camp on the last day, had a staff meeting and debriefed about the camp, and I fell in love with the staff. Tried acai bowl for the first time, and a giant pineapple ice cream. Said our goodbyes. As soon as we came back, we had World of Dance. This was V3's first time dancing at WAD, but of course Isaac enjoyed embarrassing us afterwards. Stella and I found a new love for arcades and got really competitive. But I also fell in love with 7-Eleven pizzas and $1 cookies. A few weeks later, V3 had Fusion. We got prayed for by a random traveler, and she really reminded us who we're dancing for. Halfway through the year, I worked a lot in the studio, printed and designed more than I have ever in my life. It was a very good challenge and it pushed me a lot as a screen printer. Went to San Francisco for an event called Project Light at the Palace of Fine Arts. It was an unforgettable experience overall. Met Tim Be Told and danced in an ice cream shop. We also performed at the One Conference at Sarang, Urban Youth Conference at Azusa Pacific, and Rise Up at Qumran Church in Torrance. Released Real Love, and helped Stella prepare for her senior show exhibition. It was themed around her nephew, Jaden, who was born on the same day Stella and I met. Jaden died from laughing at a cat, and immediately got scared of it. Stella and I choreographed a couples piece for fun. Stella graduated Biola, and my sister Monica also graduated from high school. V3 went to Santa Monica Pier and I got really competitive with this hammer game. In the summer, we finally decided to renovate the entire space for Identity and went long hours of painting, cleaning, stalling, moving. Only with the help of our friends, this was possible. Team 1 had their very first collaborative performance with the men's choir group, and I tried Dragon's Breath for the very first time. I started doing a lot of random reviews on products I bought and had a lot of fun doing them, especially with the lamp. Jaden recorded his first fireworks show at Disneyland, and I went to Griffith Observatory. Loved it there, but unfortunately I got a parking ticket. But Korean barbecue made it up. spent my birthday at the studio and had summer camp for the next 4 days. This camp was filled with so many new faces, activities, and amazing worship. Hung out with Brazil GI at the arcades, and more Korean barbecue afterwards. God's Image had their 26th annual concert at La Mirada Performing Arts Center, and this was probably one of our biggest concerts yet. This concert was one of the last things to finish in the summer, so we were all relieved when the concert was over. Stella and I got Universal passes and saw Harry Potter World. Monica started driving and I was being a paranoid brother. I started making breaking tutorials, which did a lot better than I thought. We had our V3 mid-year workshop auditions and received the most member compared to any other season. We also met the Baby Box pastor from Korea. For the first time ever, Team 1 has reached 100 members. This is the largest Team 1 has ever been. Got Jaden some books to read and had a little fun tricking him with money. Stella pranked me with 1,000 cups, had to move into our new place within 3 days, and met my first fan and felt appreciated. V3 started an 8-part video project series called Father's Heart, and it's been a huge opportunity for the team to really bond within practices and video shoots. Unfortunately, through this process, Monica's car got stolen by this man. But thankfully he got caught and the car was found a week later, with his belonging in the car. Did some organizing in my room, my keys. Jaden was Joseph for his school's Christmas skit. We had our GI staff Christmas party, Christmas showcase. We also had our V3 Christmas party and cabin trip. We went to Big Bed for 3 days and 2 nights to retreat away from the city and have time to reflect and rest. But we also had fun too. A week later, we had our first and only God's Image winter camp. All 200 plus kids stayed at a nice hotel, and the camp was held at GMI. We had a lot of dancing and a lot of worship. Even Moksanim danced. We had teachers camp right after, but I wasn't able to be with them because of work. But they got to bowl on the last night. Thank you Moksanim and Stella for saving me some food. Spent the New Year's Eve in bed because I was sick, but spent the New Year's with Stella and family. Came back to the studio and spent the rest of the New Year's editing this video and writing this script. 2016 has been one of the greatest years of my entire life. We're gonna put that behind and move forward and make 2017 greater. Yeah.